You guys should have got a pop-up that it's being live streamed.
I
YouTube
did.
is joining it now.
Okay, hello out there in YouTube land. Hopefully my microphone problems have resolved themselves just a little bit. I've been having some technical difficulty, but we want to welcome you all to join into the Crazy 8 live event. We are celebrating our 1,000th subscriber, and we want to say thank you because odds are real good. Whoever's listening, you're one of them. And when we started this, we had a vision where we all would contribute. Number one. Number two, we're going to have fun doing it, which I think we have. And the good side effect of it is we've learned a lot ourselves, and we made a lot of friends on the page for 1,000th subscriber. And all right, well, we're going then. Anyway, it's been a good ride. We had hoped to do it in a year. It took us 14 months, but life gets in the way. And I think if our videos are all good and have good value, especially with people that are starting out. And we often daily, the Crazy 8, it mostly is on MeWe, on our sister site, Distilling Tradition. And we've got a few other sites that are branched off of that. But in general, we're just a group of guys from Michigan and New York and Arkansas and Kansas and Missouri that all met up in Kentucky, South Africa, Oregon, and we just all get along really good and have a good time doing what we do. So that's what I will call my introduction. What do you guys got?
Sounds good, Tom. That's
Yep.
It's been exciting to see the group grow and Distilling Traditions grow and new members chime in and help one another out and camaraderie. It's been really good.
I mean, when I started this journey, I had this idea, getting corn and making corn liquor and all this Hollywood crap in my head. And it's a much more interesting, complex, and involved process than that. You can make it as simple as you want. I'm a simple guy, but I've taken off, in a lot of different directions I never thought I would see myself in. And the learning is the best part. There's a lot to learn, and nobody knows everything. I'd say our good friend Wayne Herbert comes close to knowing a lot of everything, but he doesn't know everything. I mean, it's just that involved. You can go down so many different roads. I never would have expected that I would like brandy. Hell, I didn't know what brandy was. I've got some going now, and the first attempt I made turned out pretty good. And so, yeah, that's something I'm real interested in. And all grain mashing, that seemed like a pain in the ass till you do it, and it's fun. And it actually definitely tastes better than nothing wrong with Uncle Jesse's simple sour mash. Drank many a jar of that. It's okay, but all grain, once you have it, it's kind of hard to go backwards unless you're in a hurry, or whatever. So yeah, I mean, and then there's parts of it at this time I don't have any interest in. I never liked gin, and I see JC is making gin, and our group is a nice mix of talent, but everybody in it's pretty good at what we do, I think.
Sharing a link to our live event here in a couple places. I hope everybody that wanted in on this got in on this.
Yeah, hopefully. We got anybody on there?
7 people watching.
Nice. Yeah, I would dare say that, being pretty new to this myself, with maybe only 3, it might be 4 years now under my belt. I would dare say that 90% of the stuff I've made is better than store-bought. I think we're all a little biased toward the stuff we make, but yeah, I mean, last time I had Jack Daniels, it's like, yeah, that's stuff I'm making right now is better than that. And sort of a cleaner product, and it's being a small distiller, you can you can do things that the big guys can't, you know, experiment.
Yes, you don't have to turn a profit off of it.
Right. Yep. Yeah, you can't, I mean, I suppose they can have a small, somebody experimenting for them, but you know, if they got something that's working, I guess they just keep bottling it and selling it, you know?
Yep, if they can sell it, they keep doing the same thing.
Yep.
I think we lost Tomcat.
I think so too.
It's all right. Drinking a Revelations Stout, dry stout. Number 3.
You're on 3 already?
I'm on number 3.
So I got the Blue Raspberry Jolly Rancher, and I can't for the life of me think of what I use for liquor. I'm gonna guess it's a Sugar Shine, but I don't recall that. I don't remember what I made it with. And I got some other stuff here too. Don't have a lot of good lighting. I didn't turn on my main light in the house behind me, so it's a Mason Jar Mafia flask with some tater shine in here. This is corn liquor with aged on cherry wood, because I was talking to him about last week or so, and he said, well, I'll send you some. I got some of that you can try. So I kind of like it. I've got some cherry wood drying now, and I'll be able to throw that in some of my liquor and have some cherry flavored.
There you go. The cherry from the wood carry over real good.
Yeah, it does.
Cool.
I wouldn't say, you know, it's not like you're eating cherries. It's not like that, but it does taste exactly like the wood that I got drying smells like. So I'm pretty sure it's pretty much the same cherry. It's the wild cherry that can, you know, I can run on my sawmill and stuff like that. Right now I'm just running some for firewood, but I've got a few logs I'm going to cut some cherry boards on that sawmill and dry it down.
There you go. Matt Davis says that blue raspberry looks tasty.
Yeah. Pretty and tastes good.
Oh, that does look good, yeah. Did I just go away? Is that what happened?
Yeah, you disappeared for a while.
My internet just died. I mean,
Mm,
that's the price of rural living. It does what it wants.
yeah.
Yep.
I always thought, because my wife and I both work from home, that when Starlink become available out here, that I'd get on that. But hell, the price is getting to, you know, approaching triple what I'm paying now.
Wow.
I mean, 120 a month, I'm paying 50, and I get shit like that once in a while, but in general, I'm able to do my job and, you know, stream with you guys and do what I want to do.
I'm
So
pretty happy with Starlink for the most part.
you got Starlink, do you, Alvin?
Yeah, I've been pretty happy with it.
Okay.
One thing I kind of like about our group too, not just the Crazy Eight, but all the groups. If somebody goes down a rabbit trail, nobody really minds running down that rabbit trail for a little while, you know, changing subjects.
Have you noticed on DT and on our site and everything that I can remember, there's not been one fight or dust up or people with their feathers backwards. I mean, it's a pretty good group of people, really.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I enjoy it, and I like MeWe. Facebook hates me, and I'm in jail half the time there, and they don't really. If anybody watching that has never been on MeWe, there's no advertising and no censorship, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Somebody like me needs that freedom to use the words and language I like to use and express my points the way I like to, and there's no problem.
Yep.
And it's free. I mean, I like MeWe. I definitely don't miss the ads.
Yep. Yeah, that's one thing. There's a couple things about Facebook that annoy me, and one of them is how it readjusts my screen as I'm scrolling through. everything changes. It readjusts my feed for me. It's like the whole feed changes.
They
So what I'm
take-
actually looking at goes way up in the feed and I gotta scroll back up to find it.
They,
It makes a lot of me.
yeah, they mess with mine because they don't agree with my philosophy and outlook of life. And so once you get in Facebook jail and you piss them off, you can, try to be good, and the littlest thing gets you back in jail. I mean, I don't know what their problem is.
It's a good thing they can't read our minds. We'd all be in jail.
Yeah. And
What police are coming eventually.
what happened to free speech, man? We're all, the three of us, old enough to remember being raised in a thing where you didn't really care about the party as much. We had these principles as Americans in the Constitution. We had to, I graduated high school in Missouri, and at that time, 1980, you had to pass a test on the US Constitution and a test on the Missouri Constitution, or you did not graduate from high school. And so back then I did. I don't know if I could pass it now. Of course, I live in Kansas now, but I think it was a good idea. They forced me to be involved and think about civics and to know, how the Constitution works and what, our history of how we got here, so we don't become North Korea or China or some other shithole country. Call me what you want, but Trump was right. You got the police showing up with guns to make you act and think a certain way. That's a shithole country. I'm sorry.
And it taught you how the political system works, kind of. They left out the whole part about getting money to vote, but they taught you the basics of how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, we've had adjustments in our lifetime, so that whoever's in power can stay in power because they always want to be in power. That's either party. So while we're on this silly political thing, I will tell you on the last election, I voted for a Democrat, I voted for a Republican, I voted for Libertarian, and I voted for an independent among other things, because I am an independent. I always thought, oh, I'm conservative, I'm Republican, but now, I actually look at the person in every slot, try to research them, try to know what I'm voting for, who I'm voting for. Just because the party guy says, oh, it'd be one of us, you got to do that. Now, there's only one of me, and I do it my way. So that's what it is. I prefer free Americans, free speech, security, safety, everything, what everybody else wants. But what's happened in the last 20 years just sucks, especially the last 5. It's been bad. And that's all the politicking I'll do for tonight. How's that? Well, my guess is that our 1,000 subscribers, probably 998 of them pretty well agree with that. So
For the most part.
in principle, I know this. There's like a little mini revolt in Kansas. People are pissed off. We have pretty high property taxes for, you think of Kansas, you probably squint your nose up, but there's 3 million people here, and it's not enough to pay for all the dusty tumbleweed land out west or whatever. Anyways, the state regulates the county valuation, and so everybody's property tax went up 13%. So think about that for a minute. It was already high to begin with. So I think in our state that they're going to have to scramble and fix that because people are not happy. It's already too high. We also have something you guys don't have, called food tax, and they tax our Social Security too. I think they do in Missouri as well, don't they? Tax your Social Security, Alvin.
What's that?
Don't they tax Social Security in Missouri?
I still didn't hear you.
Don't they tax Social Security in Missouri?
I believe they do.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I'm not there yet, but I'm
Not
pretty
quite
sure.
reached there yet, but
well, there's only 10 states that do it, and Kansas and Missouri are 2 of them, and Nebraska of all places. So governments all want money. All right, I said I'd stop. I'm going to stop.
so you had shared today that your grape wine or
I
took off.
I took 5 cans of frozen white grape concentrate and put them in water. I put 6 pounds of cane sugar, not granulated sugar. Mix them all together, give it some yeast and some nutrients, and it's frothing pretty good. But I made a brandy that way with one can, and it turned out really good. Enough that I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go. Ray keeps saying I ought to use 10 cans. He did the math for me and stuff like, it's been working. I've had it age about 2 months. I put it on raisins. I like it. It's pretty good drinking. In fact, Alvin, I'll bring you some of that. I think you would like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something different, right?
Yeah, I got stuff to make mead, and the raisins are one of the things I'm thinking about putting in it.
Yeah.
I haven't decided what I want to put in it yet, but I'm thinking I might just load it up with raisins.
I threw some raisins in one of my last batches of shine that I made. I'm just letting it sit on, I think, a quart of that, just with a couple big handfuls of raisins, just gonna let it flavor and see what happens.
You guys know how I said I was cheap and I didn't want to buy glass jars, which I keep thinking I'll get them at a garage sale or something. One of the local liquor stores by the lake I live near they're only open 8 months out of the year, and they say, hey, we got Carlo Rossi wine for sale, and it's in a really nice glass jug. Like, I'm thinking, you know what? I could drink some Carlo Rossi, and if it tastes like shit, I'll just turn it into brandy. So I'm gonna, and then I've got I got one of my glass jars. So that's
Yep. That's a win-win right there.
I don't know. Drinking that cheap ass jug wine might not be the best thing for an old man, but we'll see. I'll try
Probably
it.
give you a headache.
Yeah. Well, young Tom would have had to try to drink it all in one night, and old Tom probably take a month to drink all that. So, yeah. What have you been working on, Alvin?
What's that?
What have you been working on?
Well, I have a new coffee mead that's working at the moment. Been working for most of the week, slowing down, so I'll probably let it go another week and
Yeah.
then run it next weekend.
Jim, you got your maple shine done?
My who?
Your maple shine?
Yeah.
How is it?
This here is the stuff I just had here is corn, oats, and wheat.
Hmm.
September 22, and that is that's some of your wood you recommended. What is that stuff?
French oak.
French oak, yes, sir.
Pretty good, isn't it?
That's been aging on French oak. That's good, yeah. Yeah,
like
that's real easy on the palate. The oats and oh, I know how I did the wheat. I had wheat flour. I'm like, how the heck did I do wheat? I don't have wheat. But I was like, oh yeah, I bought 2020 when we thought we were all gonna die. I bought 50-pound bag of wheat. Well, didn't make very good wheat bread, so I've been making treats for my dog, and I threw in a few pounds of that in one of the batches of shine, and it turned out pretty good.
I made this winter. I made some. I like the idea of wheat vodka, and I use some wheat bran, like it's in a little package that you buy. And I'm making a 5-gallon batch, and I use that cane sugar. What's the word? Zuniga? What is that called? That.
Marina?
Thank you, Marina. Boy, once you do that, there's no CNH. Them days are over. There's a big difference in there.
Yeah, and it's not for me. It's not terrible. I can get it at Wally World for like, I don't know, $6 or a little under $6 for 10 pounds or 8 pounds or whatever it is.
Right.
That's not terrible.
Yeah, it's about what I paid for it.
Yeah.
It's worth it just to miss that sugar bite, and until I didn't really believe it. So it's like I'll never use granulated ever again.
Great.
You know?
I know I got 20 pounds of white. It's like, okay, what do I do? I mean, I can invert it, but it's still gonna have some bite.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yep.
So, remember me saying in my little opening thing, you never know what direction this hobby will take you. I never thought I would like sugar wash. And once I got that other sugar and mix it with that grape juice, it's good drinking. I don't care who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hobby distiller. I'm a home distiller. I'm not a professional. I'm not out to impress anybody as long as I like it. It's up to you whether you do or you don't. I don't care. So, you know, the wife is a very light drinker, so I'm out here on my own. Yeah.
Yeah, when you were gone, when you were out, when your internet went down a little bit, I made the comment to Elvin that, you know, I've only been doing this 3, maybe 4 years max. And I says, I'll be honest with you, most of the stuff I make's better than the big boys make. I mean, I know my maple, and I know some of this other stuff is better than Jack Daniels.
I'd
You
say
know,
you're, I'd say you're better than that. I'm not a huge fan of Jack Daniels. It's funny, my good friend that lives a little ways here that I talk to about every day, that's all he drinks. And I don't know a nice, polite way to say, I just tell him the true story. When I was in high school, I got sick as hell on it, Jack and Coke, and just barfed, and it took me 25 years before I could even smell it again.
yep.
It was horrible. But I will say this for Jack Daniels, their flavoring of how they age it's really good. I like the taste of it. I just don't like it. And you guys know from making it,
Yeah.
don't you think that every liquor you drink smells different. You can taste different things you never could before.
Yep.
Yeah, because it has because you don't like rye either, do you? Right?
Really.
I don't.
So it's a Jack has a really low rye percentage in it. It's only like 8%.
Hmm.
They're like 80% corn, I think 12% barley and 8% rye.
I
So
did
they're
not
really
know
low in
that.
rye.
That explains a lot of things, though. I didn't know what their grain bill was.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's 80-12-8. I think it's 12% barley, 8% rye.
And it's funny, kind of
They have a
just
real high corn ratio.
right. I'm just, you know, I love my Maker's Mark, and that the difference is instead of using rye, they use wheat. And I like the wheat taste. I like wheat vodka too. So, you know, ain't nothing to. I know, like Wayne, he loves rye and he likes that damn hopped up. I think you like hop beer too, don't you, Alvin?
Yes,
Yeah, it's not my favorite. I'll drink it.
I like the
but
ethanol flavor. So
I like the lager a little better and the pale ales and some of that stuff. Yeah. So I was telling my wife, I
but
come
yeah,
late.
you could use that recipe. You could use that to make wheated bourbon. I would bump up the wheat a lot more than just 8%.
And
I'd
I've been using white wheat.
corn
They use red wheat. I need to try
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
bump
I'm gonna get some
your
red wheat.
corn down and add a lot more wheat to it. But
Alvin, you gave me a really good idea. I because my big steel Godzilla runs so hard, and I have such a hard time, holding it back, and it's got bigger volume. Plus, when it gets hot, it's not a lot of fun to sit out there in the barn in the summer. I'm just gonna use it really for stripping. I'm just gonna run it hot and fast, strip everything out, keep it, and run the rest of it through my little one, which I love that 3-gallon. I need to get a 7.5 gallon or something to make it a little bigger one for indoors.
Yeah.
But yeah,
have you guys ever used maple syrup?
no,
Just going to ask a question about how would pure maple syrup compare to molasses for a rum? I mean, it's sweet. I mean, if you got the real maple.
so what I've read is that there's like all kinds of different sugars, and the sugar chain in maple syrup's different than
Yeah.
sugar. So I don't know if that matters.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know how it would do the flavor profile, but because in the rum that you make, the molasses is the prominent flavor in it.
I probably would like the maple syrup taste better. I like the maple syrup in Crown Royal. It's really good. I don't know if they make it or if they flavor it. I mean, who knows? It's pretty good. Hey. Big Bear's taking us on a journey.
Taking a tour. Well, I got thinking, it's like, it's been a couple weeks on this French toast shine. And I thought, well, what the heck? We got some guys watching
Got
us.
syrup in it?
Yeah, it's got syrup in it. I actually put some syrup in it before I added the French toast. I didn't get any milk in that French toast. I normally mix some milk in with my egg.
So it
Oh,
looked like you just took a piece of French toast and stuffed it in there,
Yeah.
didn't
I did. 2 of them.
you?
I'll be
Looks
damned.
gross.
It looks gross.
If I can get the lid popped off. Tell you what, arthritis in these old hands, man.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. In my
I'm
elbow.
gonna have to start carrying a pair of freaking channel locks around to open up these quart jars.
Want me to get it for you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear my daughter? You wanna know if she wanted to get it for me?
Let her come help.
You guys will all be hitting on her again.
Oh, we would not do that to you, Jim.
All right, fellas, here you go. You have to watch the reaction, I guess.
We're ready.
I got one before you even take a drink.
Well, he didn't spit it back in the jar. That's a good thing.
Um,
Boys, I'm telling you what.
You gonna pour it on your pancakes tomorrow?
Man, it tastes exactly like French toast,
No shit. Well,
and it is freaking good.
how long do you leave the toast in there before you?
It's only been in here, what, a couple of weeks? I think I made that video. Well, I made the video the day I did it and posted it about a week or two later. It's been a couple of weeks, 3 weeks. Oh, man. Fellas, that's good.
Well, good.
I hope those boys, some moonshiners, don't see it. They'll be stealing it. You guys, talking about that, you guys watch moonshiners at all?
I have in the
I
past.
used to. I don't have.
Ah.
I don't pay for TV service anymore, so I don't get them anymore.
Well, we get it. But Hollywood's ruining it, in my opinion. But
Actually,
I'm a real low key guy. I don't like any drama. Drama, I'll turn around and walk away. And they're building that whole show up on nothing but drama now. And it's like, you know, in my opinion, you're ruining it. But that's just, there we go. I'll give you my quick opinion on that. And
oh, don't hold back. I've already done the political thing. You might as well tell us about TV and corporate media, you know?
well, I'm gonna tell you what, that right there is good stuff. I could sell that. Not that I don't sell anything ever, but I'm telling you what, I could sell that.
Good. That's cool.
That is good.
Something else, that banana product, whatever it is Ray makes, you could sell that too. That's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever had any of that?
Not of that. I do have Ray's cherry cherry corn liquor there. But yeah, I made after listening to JC make mountain brandy. I'm like, well, what's that? You know, like, oh, so I did the banana and oats. That's pretty good stuff. Heavy on the banana flavor. Banana really carries over. It's pretty good stuff.
You know, and Ray's kind of encouraged me to try making it, and I'm kind of lazy and got a lot of, you know, I'm busy like everybody. But it kind of, he said, you know, it's kind of messy, but man, I got to tell you, it turns out really good. And what he sent me was 2 years old. I mean, which in our world, that's 100 in normal distilling, right? I mean, you know, when I went and saw Wayne, we put some wheat liquor on oak, and I think we each got a quart of that. It's coming up on a year, and I haven't tasted it in a while. I bet it's pretty good. Yeah, it was corn and wheat. So, I mean, Wayne will try different things. He's kind of a corn liquor guy, I think, in general, but he'll try about anything.
Yeah.
I
Some
need
of
to
those
try
names
banana.
come.
Go ahead, Bear.
Some of those names he comes up with, I got to look them up on Google and see what the hell he's talking about. It's like, what the heck is this? And I look it up. Oh, okay. All right.
That's cool. Yeah, he's something, you know. Anybody out here sees this and is looking for high quality craftsmanship, visit Ozark Steelworks and talk to my buddy Wayne. He will fix you up. Yeah,
Yep.
Wayne's real good. And a good guy.
Website's almost, his website is almost live.
Yeah,
So-
that's what he was telling me, that he liked it and stuff. I keep pushing for him, besides the t-shirts and the koozies and stuff, to get him those links through Amazon. And like right now, I could use some wheat nutrient or yeast nutrient and, you know, a few little things. If he had that click-through business, that wouldn't hurt him at all.
Yeah, I don't think Wayne realizes it, but he's gonna end up making a custom something for me.
Something big.
Well, I'm thinking, so I don't know if it's my taste buds or if it's John Holmes with the 15 or 20 scrubbies in it. But, cause I mean, that John Holmes is around 7 feet tall.
So I want to stop everybody here. John Holmes is his steel.
Yeah.
It's bigger. I'm just going to say it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go on.
Bigger than the original.
And that's from the pot. That's from the top of the keg up the 7 feet approximately.
What's the
But-
diameter? What's the
but
diameter? What's
my
the
flavors,
diameter? How big around?
my flavors I don't get much like, so you're doing that brandy and you're real excited about it. And I did brandy. Now maybe I didn't put enough grape in. So I put like 1.5 gallons of grape juice into every 5-gallon bucket. And then I threw in 1 gallon of grape juice in my boiler afterwards, just to throw more grape flavor. And I'll be honest with you, about all I can taste is the back flavor of grape. I mean, it just almost like, and it's like you get the flavor of the, and I don't know how that's possible with the grape juice. It would taste the
Like the skins or
like the skins, yeah.
Too much
And it's
tannin
like-
or something.
So I'm thinking it's my still setup, and I'm taking out too many flavors off of it.
I never thought about that, but you might be right.
So I'm thinking something a whole lot shorter. I'm thinking one of those new, they look like onions, but they're not. What's he call that?
Oh, the Wayne makes
Yeah.
Fusion? No,
Fusion.
is it Mr.
Mr.
Fusion?
Fusion.
Yeah,
Mr. Fusion. I'm
Yeah.
thinking of Mr. Fusion, and then he hasn't made it up yet, but I'm thinking of like an inline, not necessarily a thumper, but like a gin basket.
So Wayne is gonna make something special for me and Bear. I think you might want one.
Okay. Cause I wanna,
I'm in line. It's just, I don't know where I'm at in line, but I'm in line. So-
yeah, I wanna like crush up fresh fruit and force the alcohol through it, and thereby as the vapors, and then by really pushing
Uh-oh.
the flavors.
He heard us talking about it, didn't
Yeah, he did.
he?
Here he comes.
His ears were burning. But yeah, when we get things squared away and stuff, when he gets that done, Barry, you might like it.
Yeah, because if that's what you're thinking too, yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking.
So I can't adjust the pixel if they were my pictures. Or if I recorded into my system where I thought it was my image, and I can manipulate it.
I don't know if he knows he's live.
That's my biggest issue right now is the border. I need it to.
Yeah, make her a star. Ah, that's it, man.
Right over my face.
Hello.
Kind of loud in here, hard to hear everybody, but jump in and say hi anyway.
Glad to have you.
Yeah, I can't hear anybody.
We were just making a list of things for you to build, Wayne.
Do what?
We were just making a list of things for you to build.
Yeah, you better hurry up and get home and get started.
Hey, yeah, we can do it. We can do it. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but man, I'm busy already.
Yeah, we were talking about you.
Do what?
We were talking about you. I said that you would.
Yeah, my ears were burning.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys want
Figured as much.
to open?
What's that? I can't hear diddly shit in here, guys.
Do
Too
that.
loud.
Oh yeah, I can step out the back door here. Yeah, I'll go out the back and pick my beer.
You guys want to
Step outside for a second.
Wayne,
Here we
yeah.
That's a little quieter. You guys want to do the giveaway while Wayne is here?
Yeah, let's do the giveaway.
Sure.
So you can get back to dinner then. I'm going to share my screen. Actually, I forgot. Move that first.
Dang, look at Wayne in the fancy places.
Yeah, I had to come outside so I could even hear you guys.
All righty.
So Tom, Bear, Wayne, can you see my screen?
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is a list of all the people that signed up for the giveaway.
Yeah.
We had 51 people that wanted into the giveaway. I put them in the order in which they signed up. We have a random number generator that's going to go from 1 to 51.
Okay.
okay. Is that fair?
The person that is going to win is number 1. What are the odds of that? Number
1
1,
in 51.
very first person, JD.
That's wild. JD up.
Yep, JD up. So I will. I'll reach out to JD up and tell him they won.
He's a lucky winner.
Well, cool.
Thanks for participating, the rest of you guys.
Who all else is on here with us?
Don't know if JD's in the chat or not. We got a few people in the audience. We got Matt Davis, The Scourge, Roger Wilkerson, Ratsy 68. David Wolfbanks was there, but I think he left. Eden Lawn Service.
That was nice that the wolf stopped by.
Here, I'll give you some.
Oh, you're good.
All right.
I don't think they want to see me, honey.
What's that behind you? Hop up there in that pole and give us a dance. Right back there behind you.
You got a pole dancing club, Wayne?
Yeah, look, he's got a pole right behind him.
So if JD's in the audience or not.
No, we're actually at a local brewery and just chilling and having a beer.
Hell, that's a copper pipe behind you, isn't it?
What's that?
That's a
Turn around
copper
and look at
pipe
what we're
behind
looking
you.
at. Turn around and look at that pipe.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
that's a heater.
that's one of them heaters. Okay.
All
I guess
right,
I got copper on my mind after talking to you.
from this
I
angle,
guess so.
from this angle at the bar, we thought you were going to swing from that. We weren't sure what was happening.
Yeah, I got a brand new roll in 2 days ago. That copper, big box. Yeah, 2 days ago, Jen opened the door and rolled it in and rolled the box in and set it up. She's like, I can't pick it up. It's too heavy.
Cool.
I'll tell you what, I don't want to change subjects on you guys, but so when my mom passed, my sister, we built her apartment in her basement, my sister's. Well, her daughter and son-in-law and grandbaby are coming back to live with them back here to Michigan. She's gonna be a teacher here in Michigan. She's in Kansas now. So we're redoing the apartment, and we had to go look up some wiring, talking about copper. And for 50 feet of 6-gauge 3-wire to run the 220 for the stove, they wanted $315 for 50 feet.
Wow.
It's like, holy crap. Home Depot, you couldn't find a 250-foot roll of Romex. They had 25-foot rolls of Romex, and they were getting like $42 for it.
That's because Wayne's buddies there he works with are hogging all of it up worldwide.
Sucking out all the copper in the world.
And then Wayne, he's taking his share too.
Hell, I got scrap pieces big enough that I'm making some of my other stuff out of.
Yeah. Yeah, it wants to be pretty small before you throw it away or scrap it back out.
I mean, most of my pieces aren't very big, but you know, the scrap pieces, but they're big enough to do like the little cone that I did for Zach for his deal. You know, I can do pieces like that. Things, you know, definitely worth saving.
I know you're up on all this stuff, but maybe think about if you got pieces that are like the size of your quart jars, your half-gallon jars, flat, that you could make little for them thumpers.
Yeah.
I mean, just to use, I'm frugal, man. I use every little bit of everything, and I you know.
Mm-hmm.
The price of that
I think the thickness that I'm using at 32 thousandths thick would be a good thickness to use for those too.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's a guy on Discord that had some place where he buys some scrap stuff off, odd and end stuff. They had sheets of 16 ounce copper or 16 gauge copper, little thin. It was thin stuff, you know, like flashing material really, but
right.
It was like 144 a sheet with dented corners, you know, and that's cheap. I mean, you could make something out of it, but it's just too thin. I mean,
yep.
Only 21 thousandths thick, I think. But there's people making stills out of that.
Right.
Lots of them.
Well, Lord help them if they throw too much heat to it.
Well, that's what I think. I mean, there's just a lot of people that's out there making them that's using that thinner stuff because it's cheaper to get and
sure,
it's easy, you know, it's easy to work with in a way. It's easier to cut but it's also easier to dent and beat up.
So, Wayne, would you tell me that Ozark Steelworks always uses the highest quality materials available?
Do what, Tom? Sorry.
You guys always use the best materials that's available to you, right? Ozark Steelworks is quality.
Yeah, I try to use everything that's you know, the best quality, you know, and you know, I want to use something that's thick enough that's not going to just, you know, you don't want something that's pot can thin, you know, and so what I'm using is it's 32 thousandths thick, so it's fairly thick wall, and especially using the silver solder that I use, it makes it even stronger.
Are you surprised at the market reaction that the liquor chicken has got for you?
No, it's actually it's one of my busier pieces right now.
That's what I'm saying. Aren't you surprised that it took off like that?
Yeah, I think everything plays into that, you know, and your liquor chicken video, and you know, and just that the name alone, believe it or not, that silly name, it draws people's attention.
And if you've ever run enough of it, you realize that it solves a lot of problems for you. It makes the process easier for you when you're making your cuts and just managing the finished product or whatever. That was my thing. It's like, you know what, that's a much more elegant way to do it than pour it out of a jar into a graduated cylinder and measure it and put it back in, that's a pain in the ass. The more thinking you got your jar under there and you can constantly see what proof you're running. It's pretty handy.
Yeah, they're a handy tool to have for sure. And you know, I could probably ask a lot more for them than what I'm asking for them, but I'm making money on it. And it's one of those things that it's something that's not out of everybody's price range. You know, and I did go up on it a little bit. I was using a aluminum base, and it's kind of expensive. but you know, and I'm doing them different than everybody else. Mine screw in from the bottom, but
Yours have curves.
guys,
Yeah,
what's that?
yours has curves. See, we all like curves.
Lucky
Yep.
Chicken has curves. It's not just straight lines.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's curvy. Well, guys, I'm gonna have to hop off here.
Thanks for jumping on, Wayne.
So
Hey, before you take
congratulations.
Right.
What was the winner's name again?
JD, yep.
Yes. Congratulations and cheers, everybody. And y'all have a good night.
Yep.
Wayne.
Well, that was nice.
And he's gone.
Hi. Those of you that don't know, that's Wayne Bozark Steelworks, and a good friend and one of the crazy eight, and a really talented guy. Some people are just born to work with their hands. Wayne was born to work with his hands. He's good. And like I said, good guy too, and very knowledgeable. He's done a lot longer than I think any of us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was lucky to get to meet, know him, and actually go down and spend part of the day with him. And he helped my learning curve quite a bit. Yeah, he did. So I'll always be thankful to Wayne for that, for sure. Yep.
Hey, Wayne.
Our group helps a lot of people, I think, too, that way. Everybody, shares knowledge, and that's what Wayne's got, a lot of knowledge.
Hey, Bear. Roger Wilkerson was asking if you run reflux on your still.
Yeah, I do. So my still is very unique in the fact that I have a pack column with probably 15 to 20 scrubbies inside of it. And then I built one of those the water cooler things like Wayne's got. I built one of those for it. And then I also blow a fan on it. Like I'll run it when it's like freezing outside in my sunroom, and I'll blow that cold air across that too. And then it goes up over the top and then down sharp into a Liebig. And then the Liebig actually goes into a worm, and that gives me options to if the water's froze or whatever, I can't run a garden hose from outside into my Liebig and get water. I can just fill up the worm. So yeah, my still is very kind of unique. It's kind of like multi-purpose. I was a little disappointed the other day. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be. I was running 184 proof off of it, but I had water running and the fan on it, and that seemed to be about the max I could get, was about 184.
What's the highest you ever got?
I think like I don't know if I've ever hit 190 or not.
Right.
Close.
I think
But-
I've hit 182 is the best I've got.
Now the other day, like when we were posting back and forth, when mine's set up and running, it'll practically run itself. But that's because there's no air coming in that sunroom of mine at all. Because I learned to run a still off from a friend of mine. He kind of got me started in this, and he had his out in the pole barn. Well, a windy day in December, and you'd be surprised how much wind moves in around that sheet metal on those
Yeah.
pole barns. And he'd have to keep constantly adjusting it and stuff. And I've got mine just about down to a science. I use propane, and I set that thing and forget it. Like the other day when I ran that, I reran some of that rye I didn't like with a run of brandy that I had left over. I had about 3 gallons of brandy that I didn't get running that batch, so I had too much. And that's the batch I ran at 184. Now it came out cleaner, still got a little bit of a bite to it. But that thing sat there for 6 hours, and I got a digital thermometer at the top, and that digital thermometer said 171, 172, and it sat there for 6 hours and it never moved. But that's the slowest I've ever ran. I was probably in the neighborhood of a quart every hour and 10 minutes. I typically run a quart in 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll go 45 and 50, just depends on how it's running, where I'm at in the run and everything. But slower is better. Unless you're stripping. I'm interested in, like I said, running stripping runs, and then when it gets hot, I can take my whole head. That's a good modular design. Take it all inside the air conditioning and sit there and take my sweet time. You know, don't have to mash it or whatever. I'll just put that spirit run on it, and then I bet you I'll be happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very unique hobby. Every still is different. Everyone has its own little quirks and how it runs.
That little bitty one I got really is handy. I would like to. Wayne suggested I look for a 7.5 gallon one. I think he's right, because it's a little too small, but it's still it keeps me from having to go outdoors.
Uh-huh.
And like you said, I don't want wind. I'm in a pole barn too. I don't need wind out on me. So in the summer it's fine. I can do my mash out there because it's set up for it. If I spill it, no big
Outside,
deal.
though, didn't you? You put some kind of like bubble wrap or something around yours outside, didn't you?
Reflectix, it's called.
Kind of,
Yeah, it's highly efficient. I mean, it will definitely insulate. And
I would imagine that probably helps a little bit with the wind.
yeah, probably. I mean, my good helper still, Nova, passed away unexpectedly in January, so that was part of the fun of sitting out there drinking a beer and smoking a cigar and petting my dog, messing around on the phone, watching it drip, and I miss her every day. And I think, was it Susan that said they lost their dog too lately? Didn't Ray have one of his dogs go? Yeah, anyway, it's not fun. And so in the summer here, if I can take the cold better, I can take the heat. I'll just come inside and run that little still. And my results have been good. I built my own controller with a lot of help from Alvin and a few others, and that's been a really good thing. Yep.
Peter's in the chat.
Who we got?
Hey, Tater.
Hey, Ray. What's up, buddy?
I'll have a drink of some Tater Shine right now then.
Go.
Honor you, Tater.
This is number 5. I told you, Barry, I only brought 8. So
If I drink 8 beers, I don't think I'd be able to walk.
Old Tom can't drink volume beer anymore. Young Tom was a
he's only 5%.
holy shit. I can't sit there and drink. I just can't. But I like drinking drinks, beers, and I like the taste of beer. I just can't sit there and pound it like I used to. So
I've had a fair amount to drink, but we had a huge dinner just before this.
right, me too. Right,
Yeah.
we ate dinner.
I had Subway.
Well, that's a big
It
dinner.
food. Let's just say that it was Subway.
If you're gonna do a little drinking, it don't hurt to eat.
No,
Who we got in there, Alvin? Who's in the chat?
What's that?
Who all's in YouTube on the chat?
Right now we have 8 people watching. Tater's here. Matt Davis, I think Roger Wilkerson just left. The Scourge, Gratz 68. Matt Davis, I say Matt Davis already. Yeah. Those are the ones that are posting. Eden Lonsdale's here. He left, I think. Smoke might still be here too.
Cool.
David Wolf was here, but I think he left earlier too.
He'll be back. I mean, you know, he's like the rest of us. Wolf can't stay off the computer.
Yeah. Then we were here earlier. I'm not sure if they're still here or not. Nathan Briscoe.
Mhm.
But
Wasn't he at our little side still in tradition thing we did a while back? Was he on there too?
I don't know.
I can't remember. That's the thing, getting old, you can't remember, you don't do what it used to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do everything else I can to drive all the rest of it away, one drink at a time. What's up, Ray? Aren't you supposed to be at work?
uh-huh.
He's on break, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on break. He says he stick his head in for a little while on break.
That's cool.
Yeah, he didn't. It hasn't said anything since asking how things are going.
Well, just for a good marker within the video, we'll remember when I put the 8 ball up, the crazy 8.
Uh-huh.
It'll show up when you're fast forwarding.
You get the match. Oh,
So
I got the small one on my bar downstairs. You can see it in most of my videos.
How's that coming? Did you get that done?
My shelving and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of. I still need to anchor my shelves to the ceiling. I haven't done that yet,
Mm.
but I kind of have them done and they're kind of loaded. But I need to tear it apart and anchor them to the ceiling.
Well, you better get on that when I come in. I expect full service. And I don't want no construction zone bullshit when I can break my appointment.
I think you might have missed that, Alvin. He's coming down to visit you.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Luckily for you, the missus is coming with me. She'll keep me on track.
My son's friends, one of my son's friends came down the basement steps and he stood in front of my new shelves that I put there with all the liquor on it. He just stood there and stared at it. Thinking I better start marking the levels on my bottles or something.
Right.
Hell, just get him on the corn. You know, you can take him out with some white dog. Yeah.
I give him moonshine all the time, so
Damn,
it's not like he doesn't.
that's a dark beer you're drinking, isn't it? Hold that beer back up.
This one,
Yeah,
this is a Grant's Farm Cup.
that's some dark beer there, buddy.
It is. It is. It is a dry stout from Public House called Revelation.
It looks like Guinness. Does it taste like Guinness?
What's that?
It looks like Guinness. Does it taste like Guinness?
Not really. No, it's a very dry. It's not sweet at all. There's no sweet to it. It's a very dry stout. It doesn't have a lot of doesn't really have a lot of chocolate flavors or coffee that come through. It's pretty much just the malted grains that you get.
And now, on the complete other end of the spectrum is where I've been getting my cheap Aldi's beer called Monterey, and it doesn't say nothing else on it, made in Mexico and nothing else. And it looks and tastes like Corona, and it's like $6 a 6-pack, which is cheap in Kansas. So I tried it one time and I fell in love with it. That's some good drinking beer, but it's exactly opposite of what you just told me that you had. I mean, it tastes like a smooth version of Corona. That's what it really reminds me of. So that's all these private brand for cheap. Like, yeah, give me that used Corona. I'll drink that shit.
Yeah. My favorite stouts are the sweeter ones. I like the sweeter stouts.
Hmm.
I like them when those chocolate notes, coffee notes really come through, and that's always in the sweeter ones.
I bet. You know that coffee rum you sent me is pretty good. I haven't quite found the right mixer for it yet. I need to get a vanilla Coke is what I think it needs.
I'm looking forward to this new one to get done. I want to run it. I want to see what it tastes like. I'll do a comparison video because I still have a little bit left of my other one.
Well, and if the new one you think's better, please reach out to me and tell me, because that's what I'll try to emulate, you know? There ain't nothing at all wrong with the
The
one.
seals coming off of it smells so good.
That's cool.
It smells really good.
And that's like this brandy thing I'm making. It smells great. I mean, it just smells like grapes. It's really good. And I was surprised that sugar washes are a little slow to get started sometimes. And I just put a bunch of nutrients, like more yeast in there, and it just went. It's foaming, man. Like that's what it just was starved. It needed a little bit more. So I'm looking forward. I bet you that, and turns out pretty good. Fingers crossed. I'm not quite there where Ray and Wayne, I think, and JC said, oh, just put 10 or 12 cans in there. Yeah, I'll put a little sugar too. Especially that Merino or whatever it is. I like it, makes a really good sugar wash in my opinion. What yeast are you guys using? What do you use? What yeast are you using?
I use a daddy yeast made by Lalaman. So I have two of their products. I have one that's made for grains, and I have one that's made for sugars like rums.
I'll be done.
It's made just for rums. It doesn't take off as fast as the one made for grain. The one made for grain, 24 hours later, I mean, it's going.
Yeah.
The one that they made for rum prefers a hot environment. That actually prefers like 85 to 95 degrees. It's got a real narrow band of temperatures that it prefers, but it works outside of that. But it prefers 85 to 95, and for your starter, they recommend making your starter at 105 degrees.
Wow, that is.
Yeah.
But those are the two that I mostly use.
Yeah, I'm just using a standard daddy.
Yeah.
I don't know what make or whatever, but just whatever I got at a home brewery, and some Lavalin 1118. Haven't used that in a while. That was my go-to in the beginning. That's all I ever used. And then like I could buy a bag of daddy for $6 or $7, and geez, oh Pete, there'd be like a pound of daddy in there. And I've got some in the refrigerator. I probably need to vacuum seal and put it away because I probably won't make anything till spring now. Might even be summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a lot cheaper than I pay, because I pay like $30 for a pound of it, the Lalaman, but I go through about a pound a year. So
You know, and you probably know this, Jim, the damn yeast, that daddies will last forever. I got some that's 2 years old that I threw in this brandy, and it did great.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 It'll last.
Yep. I do need to vacuum seal it though, probably. Get the air sucked out of it.
What I've gone to is once I got another one in the refrigerator now, I take it out and pour it into a dedicated quart jar and just seal it like that and leave it inside. It seems to do well. What do you guys do for yeast nutrient? Do you ever buy yeast nutrient?
I have some. I bought some. Again, from Lalaman, it's the one they recommended with their rum yeast, but I don't have one for the grain because with the grains I don't use it.
Yeah, I think mine's a DAP. DAP. Same thing, came from the same place, guy out of Port Huron, a brewery. Cause I gave him a little bit of crap last time. I'm like, dude, that's a still you got sitting there. Oh, well, you could use it to distill water. I'm like, hey, you can do whatever you want to do. I don't care. I ain't gonna judge you. I just had to give him a little bit of crap, because he's basically a wine and beer guy. But I'm like, hey, some of this stuff started to look like distillery stuff.
That's the first step of making moonshine, is to make beer or wine. So.
Right. It is, but he had a column in there, and it was a column. So it's like, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, my
Fine by
guy-
me, I don't care.
my guy, he kind of caters to it. He sells parts, and he figured out what I was doing right away, and got to talking to him. And he's a great guy, and I'm lucky to have him that close. But he said he was surprised, or I would be surprised how many people in my little part of nowhere is making it. For home distilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna kid you. I got into it because I'm a cheap bastard.
There is that.
You know, I mean, I got a guy to do weld up my keg for like a quart of liquor, and I made my column out of stuff I had, and I bought a little bit of stuff, but heck, I probably don't have. I'd be lucky if I got $200 into my whole outfit.
So
I mean, if that.
So my neighbor gave me an Anheuser-Busch keg because he got a bunch of trash and shit laying around his yard, and I asked him, "Hey, can I have that?" He goes, "Oh, I don't care, take it." So then, and I had a professional welder do my welding because I know my limitations. Although I'm cheap too, and I try my damnedest to get somebody in my area that would call themselves a TIG welder. Nobody would. So anyways, I took it to a shop, just paid him. It was better to do that, and then. My stepson is a union electrician, and so it was a no-brainer to run. I got 220 in my pole barn. It's like, let's fire this baby up. And I kind of wish I'd have bought a smaller element or went 110 instead, because it's almost too much. Yeah, 550 watts in a 16-gallon keg is a lot. You could definitely run a 30-gallon boiler, in my opinion, with that, with not much of a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at buying one of the Clawhammer 20-gallon brewing systems. I keep looking at it, but I haven't talked myself into spending that much money yet. It's expensive.
If I had a little different scenario, and if it was legal, I mean, here we can own a still. It doesn't become illegal until you make alcohol.
Yep.
You can distill water. You can distill essential oils here. But yeah, if it was legal, it'd be nice having a pretty all copper still. They're beautiful. I mean, the workmanship on them and everything, and they're polished up. They're gorgeous.
Hey, you got better than that. You got legal MJ there, buddy. You can grow it and do your own, right?
I got who?
Mary Jane, medical marijuana.
Oh yeah, it's legal here.
Yeah.
I don't indulge though.
Right.
My mom smoked, and I was around it as a kid. Got
Yeah.
friends that smoked, and it just was never my thing.
Right.
And I think I'd gag to death on anything. I've never even tried a cigarette. I smoked weed one night just to impress somebody, and that didn't work out so well. I was already so hammered on beer I couldn't hardly walk. So the weed didn't do anything.
Was that somebody female by chance?
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just to sleep. I mean, weed just puts me to sleep. That's all it does.
Yeah.
I actually have some, but I don't smoke it.
Yeah, I'm a pretty mellow guy most of the time as it is, and yeah, I'm sure that. Although I have noticed that if I'm watching something political and I'm pissed off and I start drinking, it doesn't tend to get any better.
Yeah, ethanol is my vice. I like alcohol. That's my vice.
Yeah.
And I'm a happy drunk. So
I just say I like all of it.
you get drunk and it doesn't make you happy, then you don't need to get drunk.
And I don't like mean drunks or really sloppy
I've
drunks.
known lots of them.
I like happy drunks, which is what I am. I always was. All right, out there in YouTube land, who's got some questions? You got the Distillers Trust here. You got our attention. What you got? Surely you think of something.
Seen a question for a while. Oh, JD up.
What do
Hey,
you got? Is that the French toast? Is that the French toast?
Yes, it is.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's real good too.
Hmm.
I did, I think I went a little heavy on in the beginning though. I think I used like 2 teaspoons in a pint. And that was way too much.
Well, guys, I'm gonna have to get some ice here. I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Got any questions, Alvin?
Discourage asked, you all still got the old channel for Dick Nozzle. JD posted up, so I'm gonna send JD some contact information. And I guess I'll give him my email or the Mason Jar Mafia email, one of the two.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I kind of look forward when Tomcat gets that mic fixed.
Yeah, it's got a lot of bass in it.
I'm assuming he's using a monitor, right? Computer?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even own a computer. We don't even have a computer in our house. Huh? Oh, my wife says we have a laptop in the basement. That's my daughter's.
You know, yeah, so I'm that way with televisions. I grew up my entire life having a TV in every freaking room of the house.
Mm,
Walk in the house, center fixture of the house. The house here, I have one television, and it's downstairs. I have to actually make an effort and go downstairs to watch TV. So
yeah, well, you're not missing much. I'll tell you what.
I stream television. I stream stuff from Netflix or YouTube or
Yeah. I would just, I've pretty much been this way my entire life. I'd rather, I don't necessarily want to be entertained. I want to gain some knowledge. I mean, watch YouTube videos. I wouldn't say I'm a prepper, but I kind of have that mindset. I have some preps, but I'm not a prepper like some of these guys are, diehard preppers. And that might cost me someday, but whatever.
I figured I wanted enough food. I wanted enough food and water to last for a few months. And
Right. Yeah. And I've got that. I mean, if my freezer went down, our power went down, I do have generators. I could power up maybe. EMP, I don't know. I don't know what would happen there, but some of the stuff I've seen out lately from the EMP, I'm not buying that the stuff they're pushing is going to work, but I haven't done a lot of research either, so I shouldn't say that either, but it's like, yeah, well, whatever, but
yeah, so I mean, it's one good thing about having a still because you can purify water.
oh yeah, yep,
So you got to
Yep.
filter out the solids first, but if you can filter out the solid, you can dump that nasty crap in your still, and there is no living organism going to survive that conversion from liquid to back to liquid.
Yeah.
So it may still taste like pond water, but
right.
but it will be safe to drink. So, and I'm a football field away from water, so I have water, but
Yeah.
food, yeah, I have 5 gallon buckets of stuff stored. It's not
Yep.
exactly what the kids are going to want to eat, but if you're hungry, you don't have a choice.
I can say after about a week, you're not going to really care.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be picky for a while and whine
Yep.
and whine and shut up and eat it.
Yep. I can remember not too many years ago where I ate to eat. I didn't eat because I was enjoying necessarily what I was eating. Times were tough, and it's like, man. And when 08 hit, that's kind of ugly, and it's just like, you know what? I didn't necessarily get the best food to eat that I wanted, but I got food. So
Yep.
I know that we're talking worse times than that though. But hopefully we don't ever see it. But I don't know the way things are going. Who knows? We could see it next week.
That's why I'm loaded up, man. Living out here, I kind of have to prep, there's no there's no 9/11 and there's no grocery store very close. I gotta plan ahead, and stockpile because I have to.
So do you do much shooting with your pistols, Tom?
In good weather. I
Uh-huh.
go back, I guess my first love was rifles. I like to reload and shoot rifles and stuff, but I do shoot my pistols a bunch. And it's kind of in some ways easier to get friends and family or people I know from the city to come out because they never shoot their guns. And I have a 100-yard rifle range, and then I've got down here closer to the house, I've got some steel plates and a big old bluff I can shoot into, and so they can go out there and just pop some caps and stuff. So that's the long answer to the short question.
Yeah.
When I get time, I do.
Mm-hmm.
How many acres do you have up there?
I've got about between 130 and 135.
That's a lot.
I heard 100. That is a lot. So then you know what I'm talking about. It takes a lot of time just to keep stuff up. It really does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got this next year. I've got some trees out here that are logs that I don't think I want to run on my mill. So I want to get those blocked up and split up. And it's big wood. It's a pain in the butt. Anything over 24 inches, it's a pain in the butt to try and lift up on a splitter and split. And I got some big elm I need to split down and some trees I need to get some stuff cleaned up around here this next year. Make things look a little more livable, presentable around here, I guess, which I don't know what it matters. Nobody comes to see me anyhow, but
It matters to me because I want to keep the jungle off my doorstep. If I don't stay on it, it comes. Yeah, when I bought my house, a lady who lived here was old, an elderly lady. She ended up dying here. And apparently she was kind of eccentric. Her kids didn't like her, and they didn't come around, and so nobody did anything. And I spent the first year and a half, 2 years with chainsaw and burning and fixing the yard and the barnyard and the pasture, and that's ongoing. I don't know what it's like up in your neck of the woods.
right.
There's always some kind of tree thing. If you're living in town thinking about moving out, in general, you're going to do more tree work than what you thought you would, and fence,
Mhm.
and you're going to do fence work too.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say I spend an easily 100 hours a year behind a chainsaw,
Yeah,
if not more. If not more.
and then my cousin ended up with my grandpa's place. He and I are pretty close, and all this is near me, but it's 500 and some acres, and probably 80 of it is old timber and a creek, and he spends a lot of time just maintaining that just to keep it back for the farmers and stuff. It just, and of course he hunts and everything. But,
Yep.
yeah, he got a tractor. So I guess the end story is if you own land, it takes a little more effort to maintain it usually than what people would think.
Yeah. I put in about an acre and a half food plot last year, and I had clear cut that acre and a half a year before, and so I clear cut it, piled all the trees. I could pick them all up with my tractor, put them all on a pile, and put the stump grinder on the big tractor and ground all the stumps and tilled it all up and put it into clover and alfalfa and stuff. And I'm working on that pile of dried wood now. I got
You
about a third of
you
it cut.
have the grapple? You have the grapple for your tractor?
I do, but I typically use the just the forks. But I build a grapple for mine. Works real well, but it's a pain in the butt hooking the hydraulics up and the hose. I got to hook off the hydraulic off the back of my tractor, and I got like
You just
20 feet of hydraulic lines. And
you just roll your forks under it and tilt it back and pick it up, or do you strap it, you chain it down, or?
with the forks, my forks are like 5 foot, so most of the stuff I can just pick it up and roll it back and carry it.
Yeah.
But the grapple's nice because if I throw that on and I want to put a log on my sawmill, with that grapple, I can tip that bucket down. I can lower that tree right nice and easy on that sawmill, and there's no rolling and no thumping and no bending and anything.
Well, you got quite a setup there, man. That's pretty
I'll
cool.
tell you what, It's only like a 58 horse tractor, but I'll tell you what, that thing's it's like a hired man, man. I mean, I ran that chainsaw through my leg 10 years ago, and typically if I'm cutting up a tree, if it's 60, 70 feet tall, I'll move that tractor 3 or 4 times up that tree so I don't have to walk so much. It's not that I'm lazy. It's just the fact that with this leg and things going on in my body, it works good for me.
Right, right. I wouldn't say you're lazy. My tractor's 39 horse diesel. And of course, I got a much smaller place than you, but it's got a front end loader, and I've got a plow and a disc and a sprayer and a box blade and all the stuff that, guy. In fact, that's what I need to do next is get out and box blade my driveway, and it ain't terrible, but if you don't stay on it, it becomes terrible. Yep. Alvin, you need to get you a tractor.
Me?
Yeah.
I have one. I have an old 70s era Massey Ferguson.
Good
Probably
tractor.
less horsepower than Bears, but I think its horsepower is in a 45-ish range, something like that, for the manual. But it works. It does what I need to do. I need to fix my the brush hog for it. That's a primary use for it, because I was mowing the clearings to go down from my house to the lake in the woods. I have a couple of them to go down to the woods. I was keeping them clear so you had like a walking path, but
Yep.
now they're a little bit thrown up. But it's also good for mowing down by the lake, so I don't have to mow as much on my lawnmower. But
So I know some people, of course, in our part of Kansas, a lot of places are smaller. They're like mine, 20, 40, 80 acres. But a lot of people will buy an 8N Ford kind of cheap, or they used to be cheap, and will just leave the brush hog hooked to it and just use it for nothing but mowing, and then get other tractors, kind of like mine's more of a utility type. That's a 2019 Mahindra. It's a 4-wheel drive and everything. And because it's kind of hilly here, it's pretty useful. Yeah.
I had a guy in a Dodge Dually. He was delivering my shipping container, and he had a 40-foot trailer. He had a 40-foot trailer, and to get in my driveway, the entrance to my driveway is a 180-degree turn with a huge tree in the middle of it. So he got his trailer up against that tree, and every time he would move his truck, the weight of that trailer would shove his truck sideways, and it pushed him down off of the side of the driveway. He was messed up, and yeah, he was completely off in the mud.
Hey.
My tractor pulled him out. I was surprised my tractor pulled him out, but it pulled him out.
Right. I mean, I had to pull your truck, the one I sold to you. I had to pull it out one time with my tractor when I was doing that concrete project, just because the slope, it just was wet. It's hard underneath there. And that particular area doesn't get much sun. I need to get off my ass and change. I need to clear it off a little bit where the sun will get to it better. But anyway, I slid off, and I had to go get the tractor, and my friend Mike, he drove it, and it took a little bit. I was glad to have the tractor there, so.
And then we had a guy here in I forget what he showed up in, like a Denali or something. We were selling an old it was like a 69 Chevy truck. It had been wrecked, but it had a good motor in it. And so he come to pick it up, and he's pulling it out with a Denali 2-wheel drive. And he tried to just putt out of my driveway, and the first turn is it's a 90-degree turn to the left going uphill. And he hugged the inside of it, got his tires up on the dude. Yeah, I had to pull him out too, but he wasn't really stuck. He just didn't have the right tow vehicle.
Oh, look, Wayne's passing through. It's Wayne.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's going on?
Wayne,
We're back home now. I'm being a good husband and coming down here and stocking the fridge with her beer.
Is that what they call that, a good husband?
What's that? I can't hear you in your soft microphone there, Tom.
If you could read that.
This is the last time I'll have this problem. Next time you'll want to mute me.
Have you guys been picking on Tom about that too?
No, we're all great. You're the asshole because
Oh, okay. Well, you knew that. Hell, if we can't pick at each other, what can we do, you know? So I picked up some different beers a while ago to try out. This is Tom might appreciate this. This is a German.
Yeah, I've had Salvator brand before. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, this is a Salvatore Double Bock. I don't know. We'll see what it's like.
Yeah, good.
What happened to the single box?
I don't know. They skipped it and went to double.
Went to double.
Hmm.
Yay or
Hey,
nay?
so you
Oh,
cut
that's
out
good.
earlier. You missed it, but I got to tell the guys. So
You got
this is that
here, bud.
French toast shine. And man, is it good.
French toast, huh?
It's like outstanding. I told the guys
Oh, that's the one you start. Yeah.
I don't ever sell anything, but I'll tell you what, I could sell this shit.
You'd have to take the bread out of it. But
Oh,
So-
it's good. It's good.
You gonna do a YouTube video on how to make it now?
Might have to.
give Alvin the recipe and put that on the website. That's worth it. If you say it's that good, I believe you.
It is. It's that good.
Cool.
I'll tell you what, I would bring some to Maggie Valley if I wasn't scared to death of the feds being there and busting everybody.
You can be on Moonshiner.
Dude,
Yeah, I may not bring it in with me, but if I bring some, if I go, I'm gonna bring something for Wayne, so.
Wayne froze.
Or he's standing very still.
Away with you. Away.
hell, I'm already toting, you know, three, probably three, at least two, if not three complete stills with me. So
Yeah, but that's legal, isn't it?
it is when they're new. Yeah. You know, it's just copper art when I'm hauling it.
Right.
With the next.
See, in Michigan, you can own it. You can own it.
Yeah, you can here too.
Yeah.
And use it for water distillation.
Yep.
Now,
But
can you do the fuel, the ethanol fuel?
you can get a fuel permit,
Yep. Same here.
but if you get a fuel permit, you've got to open
Yeah.
invitation to the 3-letter agencies to come check you out.
Heck
Oh,
yeah. Why do that? My buddy
Right.
who got me into this hobby, he did that because it's only like $15. I'm like, dude, why are you opening the door for the feds to come and knock on your door anytime they want and look? Because I says, all that stuff you got sitting on that shelf, it's all Jolly Rancher colors. That ain't going to no damn lawnmower.
Yeah, as I'm saying, you ain't gonna run the tiller off that shit.
No.
Might run the tiller operator off of it, but lawnmower operator.
You'd have to do some special work to a carburetor or something to burn alcohol, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you gotta tweak around with them a little bit. Airflow and jetting, you know, but that ain't no big deal.
Except, I mean, even sugar wash, you got 10, 12 bucks into a gallon. So it's like,
Yeah, I don't see how it's efficient to run that shit.
no, it's not.
Yeah, you gotta remember the ethanol's got water in it, so.
It does.
So if you got too low of an ethanol percentage, you'll end up with too much water in the motor. You'll end up with rust.
Yeah, that's why they make this stuff that it's an additive and it dries out alcohol the rest of the way. But of course, by then, when you do that, it's undrinkable. Sorry about that, guys. I had to leak.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks for sharing with the world too.
Hey, it is what it is.
You got away with it because I didn't even know what you're doing.
Yeah, me either.
We all got to go.
You told on yourself there, buddy.
So yeah, I've got two big distilleries, one north of me, one
Yeah.
south of me, and they're ethanol plants, and that's what they do. They make it to add to the gasoline, and that's what they do.
They do it in Missouri quite a bit too. North Missouri, there's a big corn zone and there's ethanol plants there. Yeah.
But they also tell me, because I had talking to a farmer friend of mine who seems to know a whole lot. I'm like, dude, so what do they do with all that ethanol? I mean, yeah, we're only using 10% of it. He says, over in Canada, which is right across the river from where this ethanol plant is, they won't give them permits to run an ethanol plant. They won't give them permits for different stuff. But he says, we ship almost all that ethanol over to Canada. Like, oh, now I know what's going on. Okay, I got it. They eat up a lot of corn here in Michigan for that, which, nothing like Kansas or Iowa or anything like that, but they eat up a lot of corn here.
Yeah.
Almost trivia on corn, almost all the white corn, which is what we eat, tortillas and food and stuff for humans, is grown in Indiana and Ohio and Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's an aside because all we have here is yellow.
Well, while we're talking about that kind of stuff, so there's a pretty decent sized elevator in North Branch, which is my hometown, that just sold. It was a cooperative elevator. They sold to Star of the West. Star of the West holds wheat for Post cereal, Post whatever. They're converting that elevator that used to take corn, beans, and wheat to only wheat now. And the farmer friend of mine that knows a lot of stuff said that Post has a 1.5 to 2.5 years of grain for wheat for their cereal product. They want 2.5 to 3.5 years. So just to let you guys know that some of this stuff's going on, I kind of figure the country's gearing up for problems. A friend of mine said a while back, all the farmers around here, the big farmers, farming 5, 6, 7,000 acres. That's a big farm around here. They all stuck up these huge dryers and these huge grain bins, and come to find out that the government was giving them 0% interest loans on that stuff. That way the government can have basically grain storage on these farms. So if there's problems, we got food to feed our people.
Well, I'm just glad that somebody in the government's thinking ahead in some capacity. That's very rare.
Yeah.
And, I mean, especially when it comes to something like eating and drinking water and clean air and shit like that. Yeah. So, well, good for them. I hope they're wrong and that things level out and we go back to being what we really are instead of what we've been here lately.
Right.
The bad thing is that we never see the America that we all grew up in. Don't exist no more. Yeah. So how's the beer there, Wayne?
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend it. It was
I've seen it. I'll try it sometime. What's
it was about $14 a 6-pack, but it's
what's it taste like? I mean, is it heavy? Is it light?
it's dark malty, very heavy malted, like similar to a stout, but I mean it's a bock. It's different, brewed different, but really nice. I like it. Not overly. I mean, stouts tend to be, some of them tend to be overly heavy. This one's all right. I really like it. It's good beer.
Is that your first one ever?
Of this, I've had Polliner before, but I've never had this particular beer.
They make a Hefeweizen that I used to drink a lot.
What was that, Tom? Sorry.
They make a Hefeweizen that I used to drink.
Yeah, they had actually, I'm letting the dog in. Sorry. They had a Hefeweizen. They had this one. They had a Marzen, basically an Oktoberfest.
I would like that.
Yeah. Anyway, I went ahead and went with this one and give it a go. See what it tastes like.
Hey, there he is. I don't know.
I disappeared. I checked my phone.
I got you.
I can't multitask. I can't do this Zoom and I can't do other stuff at the same time.
Yeah, me neither, me either. Alvin, who we got? We got anybody watching us, or where are we at?
Right now we got 3 people left in the audience
Uh-oh.
Yeah, see, I can't see that, so I don't know.
No, I can't either.
watching our
But hey
channel.
to the 3 people that are watching us, crazy assholes.
We love
Yeah,
you.
The other 5 said these guys are starting to get drunk and yammering on.
Hey, luckily it's being recorded, so that'll, I kind of hope JC, he said he might stop by. I would like to see JC.
Yeah, so JC hadn't been in yet.
No,
Uh-uh.
no.
Yeah, sorry about the brewery guys. It's kind of loud there. It's kind of hard to.
I'm glad you're thinking of us, that's all. And I was telling my wife, we started off January 2nd of 2022 and hope to get 1,000 subs in the first year, just to have a goal of some damn kind. And it took us 14 months, not 12, but it's thanks to everybody that's helped, man. I think
Yeah.
it's just gonna keep growing and growing, and
Well,
the spirit of brotherhood, we all get along with.
one of the things that we've done is we've not catered to the beginners nor the advanced or the intermediate. We just kind of cover it all. I mean, by having, the 8 of us, we all are different, doing different things and posting that kind of stuff. And so I think that's good. I think that covers more bases and it's a broader audience, and we're just guys doing the same thing they are. So
Uh-huh.
That if it ever quit being, guys just being guys, I don't want to do it. I mean, and I don't think it ever will. We all get on really well and very similar outlooks and stuff.
yeah.
And, help each other and the world at large. I made some good online friends and stuff through MeWe and this whole experience. I'm glad I just let the wind blow me, and to see where it went. It's been good.
Yeah. And it's cool that, in the year that we've all been, year plus or whatever, we've all been known each other and been around each other. I've got to meet, 2 of you guys so far and fixing to meet a couple more, here pretty quick. I'm looking forward to that.
Yep, me too.
It'd be great to get everybody, if everybody could, get up there and hang out. They say it is, Maggie Valley is a blast, and I'm looking forward to it. I was talking to Sean Rigsby the other day. He has Flatlander stills, and he's also does some work for Rick at Tennessee Thumper. But he'll be there at Rick's booth with us, so he's excited about meeting us.
Be a good time.
I've been on this.
That federally regulated liquor there, Tom?
I've been drinking government scotch, helping the Kennedy family, Glenmorangie, as a gift. And I went on that hunting trip out in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, really remote. And my cousin knew this ranch owner; they're good friends, and he put us in a real nice house, a 3-year-old house built in 5,000 acres and full stock everything. I mean, refrigerator. Him and his wife would go there. They live in Chanute, about 40 minutes away, and they'd come every couple of weeks and stuff. But he has a hell of an operation, this guy. And but he took us and showed us the full wet barn. He said, opened it up, and it had everything. I mean, all kinds of good stuff. And first thing I seen was Glenmorangie, and I said, "Oh, you got Glenmorangie?" He goes, "Oh," he took it out, had about that much left in it, and said, "Please drink this tomorrow or whatever, because I won't drink it, and just help yourself." So I drank all of it, and I've been on this crazy tear of Glenmorangie in Kansas. How in the hell did that happen? My in-laws gave me some for the sampler thing for Christmas, and I just made a point like, this is pretty good. I'm gonna drink all this shit up. So that's why I'm drinking government liquor. People keep giving it to me.
There's some anymore. When I go to the liquor store, if I'm looking for something, a spirit, I'm wanting to try something small, something craft, because those are the guys that are more like we are. They're the guys that's putting the love into what they're doing.
Uh-huh.
The big boys ain't. It's a money bottle, you know? Carl come over a couple weeks ago and he brought this bottle of gin, and it's says the herb garden made with hand harvested damask rose and juniper, 43% ABV, has some color to it.
I'll be damned.
And y'all, this is good stuff.
Mm.
Very nice.
Well, there's, in the small distilleries and breweries, you can make some really good stuff. I think it's what you said, that people that still have put their love
I don't have the bottle in here, but I got a bottle from a Missouri distillery a few weeks ago. Copper Run, I think is what it was called. And that's the worst damn stuff I ever tasted in my life. Next to Tim Smith's. And I realize we're live, and that's fine and dandy. They need to make a better liquor.
Well,
It tasted like it was flavored with some crap to make it taste like corn liquor, and it was horrible.
and between the four of us, we've probably sampled a large sample of what good and bad is in the world of liquor, homemade and government, So if
Right.
you say it's crap, it probably is crap. I mean, sorry, whoever.
Yeah.
Copper Run might be one of those that, Tim Smith had that show for a short time where he was going to distilleries and advising them on how to make liquor.
I saw that.
I think Copper Run was one of them he went to. That's in Branson.
I'll be damned.
Yeah.
It was like it's a family run thing. I think that's one of them he went to, was in Branson.
That stuff was horrid. First time I ever tried Tim Smith's Climax Moonshine. The only time I ever tried it. A buddy of mine, we had a bike. There's a bike rally that goes on here, Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue, every fall, and we were camped out at his place, and his brother had gave him a bottle of that. He cracked it open, and I had to pull off of that, and I was like, I'm good. It just, I don't know how they sell it.
All right.
Yeah.
Name and TV, and people are stupid. That's my opinion. There's people who buy and drink anything.
I ain't gonna brag on what I make, but it's
People
better
buy
than
that, they think that's what corn liquor tastes like, and it's not. Not even
Mhm.
close.
I heard a guy, there's an interview with crazy somebody. He's what the hell's his name? Anyway, he's a fairly famous guy in the moonshine business, and he was on Moonshiners as well, master distiller. But one of the things he brought up, he said he likes to do a lot of like apple based spirits is one of his favorite things to do. He said because making good corn liquor is hard to do. He said to make that flavor come across right, he said good corn liquor is hard to make. And it's a craft I've been chasing for several years, and I still don't feel like I'm there yet, but
I think you do all right, buddy.
it's hard to get, that, to get all those, buttered popcorn and to bring out all those flavors that corn can produce. It's all about running that still and how you run that still. And of course the mash as well, obviously, but a lot of work goes into it.
Yeah.
Hey, Ray's back. Ray Fox joined us for a few minutes.
Hey, Ray.
What's up?
Hey.
I guess I better have another drink of his liquor.
You better catch up. The cat is on the loose tonight.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel it now. I wasn't earlier, but dinner's starting to wear off.
That beard's getting long, James.
Oh, I gotta take a JC break
Getting
here.
thick.
Cover his camera. You still see
Yeah,
this?
it's getting thick. I haven't. It's not doing real good for length. Seems to be kind of brittle, but I haven't been using Jen's products on it because I haven't been, keeping it thinner like yours and brought in. I've been getting more to the bushy.
Yeah, I don't trim it, but about every month or two, I'll trim some off the bottom. But
Oh, yeah,
um,
yours, yours way longer than mine.
Right off, right. I try to keep it, I like it to be straight across and longer, but
yeah, beard balm, that stuff is it's a great conditioner and it keeps things
is.
soft.
Yeah. I should just use it to keep it soft so it's not brittle. That's what I should do.
Yep.
But I
mean,
tend to bring it in closer like yours is when I use that. Been going and once winter breaks here, I'm gonna lose the beard. I'm gonna go back to goatee.
Yeah.
Then I'll
goatee is
probably
hard,
keep it in
it's
thinner.
hard- the goatee is hard to beat for maintenance. I've had this for 19 years, I'd say, something like that.
I will say this: it's not so long that the wife can't sit on it. Still, she used to be able to sit on.
Thank you.
Used to be able to sit on it.
Thanks for the visual, everybody. I appreciate that.
Wayne's just shaking his head like, "Crap! You never know what's coming out of Bear's mouth."
Well, I feel bad a while ago because I took a leak, and
I can't unsee it. That's the bad thing. It's always here,
you beat me, dude.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah.
So who's got what fermenting right now? I know Tom's got a brandy wash going
I
on.
call it a brandy wash.
I have a very good smelling coffee rum going.
Yeah. Tell us about that.
Smells good.
It has coffee in it.
Oh, he's not. Yeah, we're not getting no recipe out of him. It's just, yep, smells good.
Smells
think-
good.
I think I sent you a picture of the recipe for 5 gallons.
Yeah.
But yeah, I went overboard on the coffee. If I don't get coffee flavor this time, I'm giving up.
So did you cold brew the coffee or
In boiling water, essentially.
boiling water? Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't boil it, but I just dumped it in and I put in boiling water. So
Okay.
Steeped it essentially.
Do you use fresh beans or
No, I actually bought pre-ground Folgers Colombian.
okay.
I put a whole 24-ounce jar in there for 5 gallons.
Man, that's a lot of coffee.
Yes, it is.
All right, so Alan Bishop's got my interest up. He's working with some guys on putting aging coffee beans in a ex whiskey barrel or ex brandy barrel. So what would it be like to age some, or age whiskey on some coffee beans?
Yeah.
I'll see why not.
I don't know, just a brain fart. I'd risk a pint.
Yeah,
I'd risk a pint for it.
I think Pencil has said that after a couple weeks, the coffee beans start producing a earthy flavor as opposed to coffee flavor, something like that.
Yeah.
So you have to pull them out. But I don't remember how, I had mine. I had some coffee rum. Actually, it's still in the basement on coffee beans for a couple of weeks, and now it's on oak.
Yeah, I'm thinking about taking a little bit of my bourbon that I've got stashed back and throwing some coffee beans. Now, my banana brandy, it's been sitting on white oak for several months now. I threw a handful of dehydrated bananas in it the other day. I did a little sample jar. I was like, man, that really does change the flavor. So I just tossed some in, and I haven't tasted it in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I have to go check it out.
Wayne, I was thinking that whiskey that we ran back would be a year. I haven't tried it in a while. Have you?
Well, I took what we did, and I ended up pouring it in with the rest and blended it back in with the rest of my bourbon. So my bourbon has some applewood in it as well.
Okay.
But
well, I'll report back. Okay.
I'm looking forward to hearing.
St. Patrick's Day is a week away.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
I'm hoping to smoke some sweet taters this weekend. I didn't get to do it last weekend. So I know Tom's looking forward to that.
well, hey, I'm
sweet-
interested in the smoking part. What smoker do you have?
I'm gonna smoke it on Applewood. That's what the pole.
No, is it a
yeah.
charcoal? Is it homemade? Is it electric? What do you got to smoke it?
Oh no, I'm using a Oklahoma Joe's wood fired smoker.
Oh, that sounds nice.
It's
And
the, it's the, what do they call it? It's got, you got the smoker barrel on the side.
yeah, it's a offset
Yeah.
smoker.
Well, yeah. Hell yeah. Good for you.
And but yeah, I got plenty of good lump charcoal, and I got some. I bought about a week and 2 weeks ago, I guess. I picked up some apple chips because I couldn't find the chunks, and I was in Tractor Supply the other day, and they had the chunk applewood and the bigger
Okay.
chunk. So I bought that. Of course, that's what I use when I use for some of the aging. I'll pull some of the heartwood pieces out of that, and
Yeah, you get,
those.
That's
may as
cool.
well save the big pieces that you get in that stuff because it's cheap enough.
Yeah, yeah, you know, and they've got mesquite and hickory. Of course, I've never put a spirit on hickory before. I don't know what that would be like.
Yeah, they got the pecan and all that stuff.
I've done pecan and cherry, and I didn't care for either. But I've never tried maple.
But even to smoke with, I mean, apple's what I like. I like that.
Apple's one of my biggest go-tos. Apple and hickory.
I like mesquite quite a bit. I use mesquite and hickory probably, but on ribs, if you want more of a Southwest or spicy taste, mesquite really lends itself to more of a bite in your barbecue.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm going to do some ribs Sunday on my new electric smoker just to get going. I'm sure it'll work out just fine.
Yeah. I love smoking meat with fruit wood. Pear, peach, apple.
I got some pear. I cut down a pear tree in my front yard that's got, I got some logs. I should just chop it up or grind one up or something and use the chips.
That's
on
what you
it.
brought me, right, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I forgot about that I brought that
Yep.
to you.
It's still sitting out there in the weather just like it's supposed to be.
Yeah. So I got a nice little pile of wood out there that I was looking at today that's still out there. I'm gonna gather it up and put it in underneath the barn or something because that area tends to have what few snakes I've seen like it over there. So I'm going to just move all that and stuff, and I'll split it, and maybe I'll smoke with some of it, but I'll probably just burn it in my fireplace.
That'd be a great wood for smoking meat,
Yeah,
especially like chicken and pork, fish.
right. Of course, in the electric smoker, it's all about chips. You gotta have chips to burn them. It was
Well-
amazing the first time I ran it how few ashes that thing makes, as
Yeah.
opposed to my upright barrel charcoal smoker. That's one of the good things. It really doesn't make very many ashes.
Yeah, I've still got several tubs of chips that my stepdad had given me of different stuff, and I don't use them because obviously it just in a wood fired thing they just burn up real quick and they're gone. And, I mean, you can get them wet and throw them on there, but yeah, I like the bigger chunks. They work better for me.
Yeah.
I was thinking about Big Bear's recipe where they put butter and mayonnaise and shit on them there and wrap them up. I don't think I have time to do it. I'm just gonna go with what I know, but that's an interesting recipe. Would you say it takes 6 hours, Jim?
Yeah, it's about 6-7 hours, but man, is it worth it?
Yeah,
It's really good.
he put stuff on them ribs I would have never thought of doing, like butter, like mayonnaise. Oh, look at Wayne.
So
Sweet
you
potato.
guys, this is they're this size and bigger and smaller and they're just all over the place. You guys think I ought to cut these up like quarters and then smoke them, or
Yeah,
Oh,
if you want the smoke flavor, I think you'd be better to
I think
expose
if I cut them, I'm gonna get more smoke flavor.
yep.
for sure.
Are you going to smoke them until they're cooked, or are you just smoking them to get flavor?
I'm probably gonna, what I'm probably gonna do is get just the coals going first and start the cook on them. And once they start kind of getting that al dente,
Yeah.
then I'll throw the smoke at them. And I'll probably smoke them for, I don't know, I guess I'm gonna taste them and see how much smoke they're pulling in. But I figure I'll probably smoke them for a good hour. And with the apple wood, and then cook them till they're done. And then I'll start throwing them in the mash and adding invert sugar, and because I know there's not a whole hell of a lot of sugar in these things,
Oh, yeah.
but
So
they've got a cool flavor and they're unique. And you know, I was actually surprised that was one of the spirits that I sent out Alan, and he liked it more than some of the other stuff that I'd sent. So enough that he wants to do one now.
Same the wheat cereal.
So if you can corrupt Alan Bishop, I guess, you know, you're doing all right.
Mhm.
I like that sweet tater shine though. It's actually pretty good stuff.
Yep.
I'd like to try some of that butcher red. I bet David Banks always talks about that red corn and some of the purple corn. Just try something different.
I've had the butcher red I got from Patrick. Yeah, he sent me some.
I keep hoping you'll be successful at becoming a bald eagle or whatever your brand of corn is that you're growing and get
Oh,
that.
that's a Cherokee White Eagle. Yeah.
And then you just say, Tom, you're a good guy. Here's 10 pounds for you or something. And then I'll just
Hey,
bang.
well, actually, my buddy and I are plowing up a 1 acre plot over on his farm, and we're gonna sow it there and see what we get.
Yeah, that's one I definitely want to make and still and age and everything.
I've got some
Keep,
Amanda Palmer that Alan Bishop sent me that I'm gonna grow in the garden this year for seed.
what's it called?
Amanda Palmer.
Is that a variety, is it?
It's a heirloom. You know, it's a all dent corn. There's kernels are red and white,
Hmm.
occasional yellows, occasional blue.
Huh.
It's a really hearty, thick, big kernel corn. And he's had several award-winning whiskeys, I guess, you know, or it's been an award-winning whiskey. So I'm looking forward to trying that too. And I'm all about trying to keep keep an heirloom seed going.
Mhm.
Speaking of seeds, I crossbred accidentally a cayenne pepper and a Pekin chili. Pekin chilies are a little bird chili. They grow wild in Mexico. Great flavor.
Yeah.
Hotter than the devil's asshole.
Yes.
They make great salsa, but they're full of seeds. Well, they crossed with I don't have any in there they're put up. Anyway, they crossed with the cayenne, which is a longer, more curved pepper with wrinkly. And so the Pekins are like a pencil eraser, and the cayennes are about this, and these make a pod about that big, about like the end of your pinky, half your pinky. And they're hot. They're spicy, you know, good hot, but good flavor. I kept the plant alive, and it's still over here by the window right now, the mother plant. So I'm going to see if these seeds will either be Pekin, cayenne, or they'll actually stay true, and we'll have a new pepper breed.
Right.
Hey, good luck.
Yeah,
No,
we'll see what happens.
but I sure have liked my pepper shine. I made a quart of that shit too hot, and then I cut it down with it. I drank it, drinking one Bloody Mary, sometimes two, during every Chiefs game in the Super Bowl from that same quart of pepper shine that I made. And I made one of our videos is when I made it, and I still got half one left. So this season I'm gonna drink the other some bits through all the games, and playoffs, and Super Bowl and everything, and I just say it was my lucky shine that drove them to victory.
Man, I tell you what, that macerated pepper shine makes one of the best Bloody Marys.
It's
If
pretty
you
good.
get your maceration right, I think that's the key, Tom. And like you overdid, you think you overdid it, you cut it back. And hell, that one I sent Dick Nozzle, it was one pepper pod.
And he said that was too hot. It was too hot for a Bloody Mary.
Man, I put two
And
big old
To me,
fucking,
it's not, but
big old jalapeno barely fit in the jar, and they about burnt my mouth off. The preseason was dangerous. And then as I drank my way down, the other thing is, it has like a taste like dried weeds or dead lawn. It has a real plant taste to it until it doesn't, and then it's pretty good.
yeah,
tastes-
that's the thing that I was hoping you would get to, Tom, is
Yes,
that pepper. I think it's like probably like 3 months in, somewhere in there.
yeah,
It starts to change and mellow, and then the actual true pepper flavor
yes.
comes through, and the
Yeah.
heat kind of subsides a little bit, but
And
I
then
think
you
it takes time.
And then you put that in your zing zang with a little shot of pickle juice or something and a few goodies. And man, I had some good drinks. And
Oh, you know what, Tom? All right, here you go, buddy. A half a shot of your pepper shine, and the other half with pickle juice.
yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
And then I'd take a little shot of lime on a little wedge and I'd squeeze that in there and throw that in there. And not very much else. I didn't add, I did at first, like, you know what, this is good enough like it is. Just put that lime juice and that pickle juice in there and just drink it. Yeah. And actually, I like the spiciness of it. Not the first part, but the second part. Yeah. Did we lose your Wayne?
No, I'm sitting here reading what's in this beer. I'm listening. I'm just,
No, that's cool. I'm just saying.
I can multitask, Bear.
Pepper Shine was one of the better things I
Oh,
ever made.
Jim says I don't do it very well.
I
I
had
like Bloody Marys. I like them.
I had one from 50/50 Brewing called Dirty Chai. And it was extreme. I only bought one because it was very pricey, but it was extremely good.
Wayne's taking us on the tour.
Yep. Head to the bathroom.
Damn, Wayne. Oh, no, he's getting another beer. Don't stop, man.
Dragon's milk.
It is Friday night after all.
Look at that bent finger. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back to Kroger's and pick myself up some.
I never had it. I guess I'm gonna have to sometime.
It's pretty good.
Is it?
Yep.
Oh, wow. Wayne used the Dragon Claw. He's strong and wise and beautiful. Yeah, shoot.
Well,
Hey, did YouTube ever say, congratulations, you got 1,000 subscribers now?
I haven't seen anything. Have you guys?
No.
I was kind of thinking I saw something, but I don't remember.
I think they sent it to Alvin. He's like hoarding it, holding back.
Alvin, what did it say? What did YouTube say?
We're like 1,020 now.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it seemed like right before the 1,000, it really picked up, started booming.
Yep.
And but I've been slinging it across Discord and everywhere else that I can, YouTube, Facebook, just everywhere I can, pimp it out. But anyway, I'm hoping to get started on this sweet tater video and get that one up. It's just been so busy. I haven't been able to get any videos going.
Hey, did you see that short I made the other day?
What was that, Tom?
Did you see that little short I made the other day? Working on my pickup.
Oh, yeah, I did,
It
actually.
got like 3,000 views.
Yeah, I know, that's crazy.
It is crazy. I mean, why do shorts take off like that sometimes?
I don't know. It is what it is.
I got 64 subscribers. I'm nobody in the world of YouTube, right? So,
You know, I did I did a little deal on Facebook with the malting, the wheat,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and it went, it's crazy how it took off. And because the way that I laid it out, it was just a timeline, pictures as it went, and people watched the shit out of it, I guess. I don't know.
And so this pistol, this TSIS brand pistol, I made a couple of videos of me shooting it, and they got like 46 views. And I can't believe it, because people love this gun. I don't know why they picked something.
You get you a tube of C2 and tape it to a stump and blow that shit up.
It never occurred to me. I bet because YouTube does not approve of me promoting this firearm, and so they don't let the engines get to it and run like they want to.
That might be true there.
Yeah. Duh. I should know that, shouldn't I?
My God.
Guns are bad. Don't you know that, Tom?
Yes. Black rifles scare me. I'm scared.
Well, guys, I'm gonna get off here and go spend some time with my wife. And
Yeah, I'm not far behind you. I'm sure I'd like to see mine
Yep.
too.
Mine's
I will
gone to
catch up
bed.
with you guys later.
10 o'clock here.
See you, Wayne.
Have a good night, sir.
See ya.
See ya.
The shocker. There you go, buddy.
Yeah, well, you put that on the on the device that he sent.
Oh, boys, I tell you what, I think I'm gonna follow suit with Wayne there.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
2
right
hours,
about that
10
time.
minutes was a good run. Thanks to all of our people that stayed with us or checked in or just, in distilling tradition and everything, and all our subscribers. We definitely appreciate it.
Yep.
So,
We do. Thanks for
Have a
putting
good-
up with our annex.
yep. Well, shine on, boys.
Have a good one. Talk to
Take
you
care,
later.
gentlemen. Take care, buddy.
Night, everybody.
Good night.